Hello people of the web, and welcome back to another episode from the Vanilla High server. Already I found out there are some flaws in our new slime farm, which we'll be getting onto shortly. However, first I'm pleased to announce that I got another beacon, which we will be putting beneath the southeast iron farm. Something that I've wanted to do for quite a while, just to balance out our base. With any luck, I've worked this out correctly and we're in the right place. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do this again. And breathe. Once the water disappears, we can then mine ourselves straight down. See, not falling into lava this time. And there we go, there's one in each corner, which looks so much better. Now, eventually the goal is to have 4 in each corner, although it's going to be a while before we can be that extravagant. There are a couple things I've already been made aware of that reduce the rates of the slime farm. And while I could build the other layers, then refine the design to increase the rates, I'd rather make the amendments to the current layers. That way, when I build the new layers, I can do so correctly, first time. One of the things I've been made aware of is that the number of torches affect the number of spawning spaces. Now, this is nothing to do with the light level, but the algorithm needs air blocks for the slimes to spawn in. So I will be spreading out the lighting to increase the rates, but obviously I need to keep the light level high enough that other mobs can't spawn here. Another factor was that when the stone wall was here, if a large slime tried to spawn on the edge of the spawning platform, the attempt would fail. By extending the platforms out just one extra block, these attempts should no longer fail, and therefore increase the rates of the farm. If I can integrate some of the lighting into the wall, it will reduce how many torches we need to place on the platform. I think I found a way to get all the light above 7 with just 4 torches, which is pretty damn good. I can also hear a slime. Oh, it's working. Go away, just need to replicate this on all the layers so far. I am going to replace these stone blocks with wooden slabs, just so I can see easily from the layer below where the torches are supposed to go. And it doesn't look too out of place. It might have taken me a little while to do all of this, but it should make a hell of a difference to the amount of slime balls we get out of the farm. Next job is to build myself up and do the extra 1, 2, 3, 4 layers hopefully. And with the magic of editing, and also a bit of effort from me, I've built the borders for 3 more layers, and I've put the lighting in the walls. I did start to add the spawning platforms, as you can see from this side, but I decided it would be best if I got the iron golem cages built first, so that any spawns would have something to head towards, and not just bounce around their platforms, hogging up the mob cap before despawning. Another potential issue is that if a slime spawns on the back half of a platform, it can't establish eye contact with a golem. So again, it either by chance jumps to the side of the platform where it can see the iron golem, and then jumps to its death, or it can end up loitering at the back out of sight, like I used to do at the school disco. I was shy. To fix this potential issue, I've put an iron golem on each layer for this side. That way, no matter where on the platform they spawn, they should be able to catch the eye of an iron golem and decide to bounce towards him. Now, if you've been following my channel, you will know I struggle with making pretty builds. which is why Avelina had to help me at the sugarcane farm recently. Now, with Hushbug still on the mend from being unwell, and a long enough list of projects to do, I thought I should make an attempt to decorate. Now, I know it's decent for my ability, but I don't know if it's good enough. I'm relatively happy with the design, and I sent a screenshot to Hushbug and it's got her approval, so that's going to be repeated throughout the build. Although I should focus on building the spawning platforms first, so that while I work on decorating we can get more drops. However, I will probably hop back and forth so that I don't get too bored just stuck on a single task. I have been rather busy. In fact, when I finish placing these last few slabs, we will have 2 chunks functionally complete. And I only have to install the iron golems on the last chunk and place 3 layers of stone slabs to make the farm fully operational. Then I can get on with the decorating. I'm glad to say all the iron golems are now in place, and I really like this view. It almost seems a shame that I've got to put the floors in. After cutting down a small forest worth of spruce trees, I've done most of the boring, repetitive tasks to decorate the walls of all the slime chunks. The only parts left to decorate are the walls of the top layer and the linking between the farm and the viewing room, which I now have an idea of how I want to finish. Because the top layer is of a different height and needed to be stepped in a block to line up with the skylight above, I left this layer until last, so I could think through my options. I produced 3 slightly different designs to see which I preferred. I also called Hushbug in for her opinion, and I was pleasantly surprised that she agreed with me that the best design was the one with the spruce wood on top, not stripped. So now all I need to do is duplicate this design throughout this layer. Although there are a couple areas I'm unsure of how the decoration will work, like these corners here, but I'll figure that out when I get to it. To get down here, I've been dropping in and landing on top of the beacon. Now I'd like to create a large lobby room with a few storage chests for the slime balls. My intention is to have a big opening so that I can see as much of the farm as possible and watch the slimes jumping to their deaths occasionally. I don't enjoy killing things, but it is nice to see that we're gaining supplies. Plus I've worked hard on this design and it would be a shame not to show it off. As you can see, I've already started clearing a lot of the stone. I will continue to clear out a little more before I then start to shape the lobby room. I'm hoping to create an arched ceiling, which will probably mean a lot of trial and error. When I popped to the storage area, I noticed a horde of pigmen at the portal. I couldn't resist but to start a fight, and in doing so I learnt something new. They don't seem to pathfind over slabs. They just stand as close as they can, but refuse to walk on the slabs. You learn something every day. I also needed a few more sea lanterns, so I popped to the Guardian farm that is still in need of quite a lot of finishing touches. The number of mobs was quite alarming, but they're all on the far side of the farm, which I assume is something to do with spawning within a radius of the player and then being moved to lazy chunks. I stood here for a couple of minutes and the numbers went back to normal. As you're about to see, I've finished decorating the slime farm. I've also dug out this large room so that I can build my lobby. Now, I've got the basic arch in, so I can work out some ideas of how I'm going to finish the room. But it's going to take me a few days and a lot of trial and error. The ladder that I was using to travel up and down has now been removed, and instead I now have this water chute with doors opening to each layer of the farm. As you can see, the doors don't stand out too much, and it just makes my life a lot easier. While I'm up here, I'll give you a quick spin around the room so you can see the wood is now all in place. I still need to do the ceiling where the farm meets the lobby, but that's something that's best left until the lobby is finished. One of the most satisfying things about working on this project is the occasional sound of a slime, which reminds me that we're producing products. And by finishing the functioning part of the farm first, we've managed to gain quite a lot of slime just in the last few days while I've been working down here. While the lobby behind me is clearly unfinished, I'm going to leave that for another video. I hope you've enjoyed joining me. Now this is the time of the video that I remind you how much it helps if you like the video, comment, share and subscribe. And it really means a lot that people choose to support me by doing so. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye now.